Question: do you have black fungus that looks like this growing on the leaves of your citrus tree and are wondering how to get rid of it? So in this video, we are going to talk about what is sooty citrus mold, what are the causes, what will it do to your citrus trees, and what treatments and solutions can you use to get rid of it. This is Eat and Be Eaten, Hawaii. Sooty mold is a black fungus that looks like soot that has been dropped on the leaves or branches and maybe fruits of your tree. So the sooty mold actually grows in colonies, and oftentimes it's sticky, and that's what helps it to adhere to the surfaces of the leaves that it grows on. Now, the good part about this disease is that the sooty mold fungus is non-parasitic, so it's not usually harmful to plants. It mainly just looks bad. However, if it covers the leaves to such an extent that it blocks or starts to hinder the plant's ability to do photosynthesis from the sunlight, then of course it's going to harm the plant because it's not getting the nutrients and the nutrition it needs from sunlight. And one thing about citrus trees is they need, more than anything, full sunshine. If you're not sure if it's black citrus mold, a good rule of thumb is to rub it with your fingers, and if it does rub off and leaves the residue onto your fingers, then that's the telltale sign that it is black sooty mold. So now let's talk about what is the cause of this disease or this fungus, and it actually turns out to be insects. Usually either aphids, mealybugs, leafhoppers, soft scales, these insects that suck and then they excrete what's called honeydew, and basically honeydew is the waste of the insects. And so the basically insect poop gets onto the leaves of the tree, and then it starts to attract the mold to grow. It's a conducive surface for the fungus of black sooty mold to grow on. Insects turn out to be one of the most harmful problems in your orchard. Like elsewhere in ours, we have cacao growing, and the Chinese rose beetles absolutely descend on it at night. You'll see them crawling all over the bottom of the leaf, and they just chew up the leaves. They do this to taro or kalo leaves too. So yeah, insects are definitely one of the big causes of issues in your orchard, and so that's why for the solution it's important to target the source, and that is the insects. The most commonly prescribed remedy for this is some side of insecticidal spray, insecticidal soap that targets the aphids, mealybugs, whiteflies, citrus blackflies, all those types of insects that secrete honeydew that leads to the growth of the fungus. And so it's actually extremely simple. You just take some sort of dishwashing liquid, not the Dawn type stuff, but like a Dr. Bronner's, and you mix that with 1 cup of any kind of safflower oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, like just any vegetable oil. So a cup of vegetable oil with about a tablespoon of the soap, and then you just mix those together, shake them up real good in a bottle. Put a little bit of that into some like a cup of tap water, and then spray the plants. Best to spray in the morning and evening. And you really only have to spray once a week for probably 2 or 3 weeks, and it should take care of it. But this really is not a huge problem. It's not something you got to worry about. It just may indicate that you've got some insects in your orchard that could start to be causing trouble, but it's really not going to hurt your tree. I want to show you here is another tree in our fruit orchard. It's also a Tahitian lime, and this tree used to have sooty mold. You can see now dark green leaves beneath, lush light green new growth coming out, so very healthy tree. And largely the thing that washed off the mold in this case was rain. So if you get a lot of rain, that can definitely help. Dry weather and warm temperatures are what's going to breed it more so, because the insects will be coming to feed on the weakened trees. So yeah, and so that is black sooty citrus mold and what to do about it. If you like this video, we've got a whole playlist of principles of permaculture and tips of how to do growing in your orchard and in your garden. You can click the link for that in the upper corner if you like. Any comments, questions, leave them down in the comments below. And we will see you guys next time. This is Eat and Be Eaten, Hawaii. Aloha.